Hey there, welcome back to Blacklist Universe. I am Mike S. Miller, a 30, coming up on 33-year industry professional for the comic book industry. Worked on Marvel, DC, Game of Thrones, Injustice, Gods Among Us. That's the stuff I'm known best for. And now I am here on YouTube, drawing things for your pleasure and entertainment and critique. Go ahead and let me know if you hate what I'm doing. That's perfectly fine. Thanks for the view anyways. I'm back to doing some redesigns on Marvel Rivals. Not that there's anything particularly wrong with Marvel Rivals designs. The designs on Marvel Rivals are all pretty darn cool, but I think sometimes they do stray a little bit too far away from the classic character designs, and I understand they want to do that whole anime mech tech kind of thing. So I wanted to take Captain America and try to use the mech tech design motif still bring him back to more of the classic Captain America design, rather than it looking like Captain America wearing some huge hulking armor, which it just doesn't really fit Cap for me. And also, whatever they did to the shield, I get it. They needed to make the shield bigger, but the shield is vibranium. And I know, I get it. I'm a comic book nerd and all that kind of stuff, but if you're going to use a shield that has already an intrinsic value to it, then creating a shield that has a force field around it, I don't know, that doesn't make any sense to me. And yeah, I know they did do sort of a force field energy shield for Cap in, I think it was the 90s for some stupid reason, I don't even remember. But I thought a cool way to do the vibranium shield would be to actually make it segmentable and expandable, because honestly, it doesn't really matter how thick your vibranium is. Vibranium absorbs all kinetic energy, so it could literally be wafer thin or foil thin, frankly. Honestly, now that I think about it, you could actually just vibranium plate another substance, and it would act as vibranium, because it's the metal itself that absorbs all kinetic energy. If the metal can absorb all kinetic energy, it can be literally microns thick. Wow, that just dawned on me. So anyways, this shield I'm creating would absolutely make sense, where you could have you could see I drew like all these segmented lines on it and stuff, and yeah, I'm getting a little nerdy, sorry. But if you have the technology to do, like the mechanics of expansion, you could take a standard vibranium shield, segment it so that you can hit a button and expand it out multiple times over, and it would just become a large, rounder shield. I don't know, in this kind of technological world, you could probably make it in all kinds of different shapes, but it would still be effectively a vibranium shield and not some weird, unnecessary energy shield. And maybe they just wanted to do it because it looks cool and they're like focused on the rule of cool, but to me, yes, I am a bit more of a nerd, so I want to focus on the actual designs. And I gave him back his wings on his head, because he's Captain America, he's got to have the wings on his head. What else did I do differently here? Obviously, I gave him his classic Captain America scales back, except I took the scales and I made them, it's scale mail armor, basically, but I gave it that mech tech sort of scaling, so they're a little beefier, they're a little, different angled, and then when they layer over each other, obviously it does give it a little bit more of a girth, because he is a tank character, so I get it. You want him to be a little bit tankier than just standard buffed Steve Rogers, so I didn't go out of hand here, but I did give it a little bit of that, and then I did, instead of just standard gloves, I give him more, mech tech gauntlets, so they fit with the overall motif of the character and the design. Obviously, you can see I put in some of the details where each scale for the scale mail is hinged. It is flexible and movable, and he can be as, he's not like stuck in some, I don't know, like in the suit in the Marvel Rivals, he's wearing an Iron Man suit, except it's not even that flexible. It just looks like a giant metal casing that he's wearing. I'm sorry, but that does leave you with very limited mobility. Even in a regular like medieval suit, you still have limited mobility. But if you're in a suit like in Marvel Rivals, where it's a huge metal vest that is clearly immobile, and Captain America's powers aren't like, you know, shooting rockets out of your wrists or doing any other technical. He's a powerhouse character. He's muscles, he's action, he's got to be able to move. And that's why the scale armor actually has always made more sense than giving him any other kind of like real bulky armor like they did in Marvel Rivals. And again, yeah, I get it. It looks good, but in a sense, it's just really not Captain America, because Captain America would never wear something like that. It doesn't fit his power base. It doesn't really fit him at all. It might look cool, but it's kind of the case with a lot of the Marvel Rivals characters where it looks cool, but it doesn't suit the actual character. And yes, I get it. For the gameplay's sake, you want certain characters to have certain motifs and certain builds and whatnot, because you're going more for gameplay than you are for the actual character as should be portrayed in movies and comics and other media. But 33-year comic book professional, this is where I land. If you hired me to do the Marvel Rivals stuff, and now keep in mind, every time I do one of these, this is just a first draft. The thing with Marvel Rivals is it is the final draft. So I'm pretty sure they probably had 6, 10, 12 different drafts of each character that they designed. Possibly, depends on how much they got scrutinized by their art directors and their lead designer. I did used to work in video games, so I know how this works. But for me, these are all just first drafts. And, you know, if I was working at a company, I would take this and I'd take it to, actually, I'd take a far less fully rendered version of this. And I'd take it to the art director. I'd get input from the art director, and then I'd go back and forth with the art director. And then we'd have to take it to the lead dev, and then the lead dev would, you know, okay it or whatnot. At least that's the way it worked at Ion Storm back in the day. Except sometimes that would be kind of a pill, and I would just do a design and I'd take it straight to the lead dev, and I'd have him sign off on it, and then go back to the art director and be like, here, Warren already signed off on this, no changes. I do not work well with others, I guess. Anyways, yeah, back to the design. I'm trying to maintain that very mech tech kind of look to make it feel like it could be a skin in Marvel Rivals. But going back to more of the originals, I just wanted to make it look like a Captain America you wouldn't feel weird about seeing in an actual Marvel comic. That other Captain America, not so much. Not so much. I just don't think he would fit in the Marvel Comics universe. And yes, I understand that this is like a cross between current Marvel and Marvel 2099, and it's all sort of a weird mishmash and blah, blah, blah. I get it. I get the idea behind Marvel Rivals. And I'm not bashing Marvel Rivals, you Rivals fans out there. I'm not hating on the game at all. My kids play this thing nonstop. It's always in my ear. And it's, you know, it's a beautifully done game, beautifully done characters. But just like I said, you know, it was made in China. So maybe they're not as adherent to the lore and the love of the original characters and the original design as someone who's not just an American, but someone who's been reading comics since the 3rd grade. And now I'm 53 years old. So that's a long time being in the wheelhouse of these characters and then watching them be sort of like morphed into this anime manga, which I got no problem with anime and manga. I love anime and manga, but it's like there is a difference. And, you know, it's fine. I'm not here to actually complain about it. I'm just saying, if this were my job, if some reason, like I was hired by the Chinese company that did this game, I would have just given them different options just to try to be more consistent with who the American audience understands and appreciates as the characters, how they're designed, why they're designed the way they're designed. You know, that stuff that does work, you don't need to alter it so much that it just no longer looks like the character. I would be interested to see like original character designs from the guys that did all these Marvel Rivals designs, because again, they are cool designs. There's some of these designs I'm just like, oh man, this is really truly awesome. So I grant you, I have not gone into a lot of the a lot of the artistic endeavors besides just the basic design elements here. I was trying to give Steve Rogers here back his sort of classic silhouette. So even though I gave him these mech tech boots, I gave him these flare outs on the sides that remind you of the original boutonniere boots, although they're not boutonniere boots, they're mech tech boots. But the silhouette, ultimately, it looks like classic Captain America. And I think that is important. I think that the Captain America silhouette in Rivals, it's not his shape. It's not, other than the fact that he's holding a shield, you would have no idea that was Captain America. Sorry, but that's the reality. With this silhouette, at the very least, when you just see it black and white, it is Captain America's silhouette. And that, to me, feels like I have successfully rendered my idea of what Captain America is into what could have been a Marvel Rivals design. And hey, whatever the company is that's doing Marvel Rivals, if you want to use this design as a possible skin, hit me up. Let me know. I wouldn't mind. Actually, I'd be pretty stoked to see some of my designs in Marvel Rivals. I've seen, again, they're doing some really good stuff. I hope you like what I have been doing here on my channel. I know I haven't been doing videos as every day. I've been pretty busy. I've been working on my own comic book project called Nobody's Business. It's something I have for after I'm done with publishing Lone Star, which lonestarcomic.com. Link is in the description if you want to check out some of my current comic book work that I should be getting out early this year. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to 2025. It's a beautiful year. But yeah, I've been working on my own projects, and so I haven't been doing quite as much of the videos. But if you do like these videos, please do subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments section about what I'm doing, about what you'd like me to do in the future. I did that Jason Momoa as Aquaman piece, and I got quite a few people asking me to do other actors as other comic book characters, which I'm not opposed to, but I'd really have to be more encouraged to do it if I was going to spend the time and effort into sort of creating another playlist on this channel. Right now I'm doing these great video game redesigns, and they're a lot of fun, but eventually I will run out of Marvel Rivals stuff to do. If you haven't seen the other Marvel Rivals characters that I've done already, please do go ahead and look through the playlist, look through my channel for my recent videos, and check out some of those. And also, don't forget, every Wednesday night on this channel at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, me and some of my other professional comic book artist friends, we do get together for a live stream called Drawn and Quartered, wherein we pick a topic of the week and compete for your love and votes and admiration. Join us every Wednesday. Bookmark it. I guess the easiest way to do that would be to subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 14,000 subscribers. Hopefully, you'll be one of those happy 14K. Anyways, here I dropped in an old background that I had because I figured, something patriotic would do. And, well, I guess that's about it. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, my Steve Rogers Captain America for Marvel Rivals. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any comments, critiques, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hopefully I'll see you all on Drawn and Quartered in the live chat, and on top of which I hope I see you all on the next video.